Hello everyone. Welcome to my Tuesday Facebook Live. I hope you all had a great weekend. I had a very busy one. I got started on making cards for this month's June. What stamp set am I using? Textured Flowers class. How can I forget? We're using Textured Flowers bundle this month for class. Hello, Corinne. And I got started planning that. I hope to finish the other cards this week. Hello, Donna. Hello, Shaz. And I had a 21st to go to, which was lovely. It was a beautiful high tea luncheon. It was gorgeous. Hello, Beryl. Hello, Lisa. Corinne, Rose, Ida, everyone's here. This is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for popping in and saying hi. Don't forget to give me thumbs up and a like for the video. That helps other people find us and join in the fun. Hello, Mr. Linda. Today I've got a twofold video. I got 2 orders yesterday that I put in at the end of the month and on the 1st of June, so I thought I would share because I do have some new things in there. So I thought, why not share with you before we work on using our final piece of our artistic mix paper that we made. I do have the link to the original video in the description box to us making this, and I have decided to ink up a brand new stamp set today. Let's go shopping is what I thought I would, although I have already inked it up. I've used one stamp in the set, but I haven't used the building, so I thought we could use that today. But first, let's do a bit of unboxing. So it came in a very big box and a very little box. Hello, Miss Monica. This is the box. So it came in a very big box because I had to buy some staples. So let's start with the start. Oh, lovely, Corinne. That's very good, very good. I got basics that I always make sure I have backups of, and these are my backups. A4 basic white paper. Always make sure, and this comes in a 40 pack. I don't know if you knew that or not, but when you buy it, it does come in a 40 pack. And I bought a pack of thick basic white cardstock. So this is what I use for my card bases when I'm using white cardstock and I'm not using colored cardstock. You guys know I do like to use my colored cardstock, and like our colored cardstock packs, these come with 24 sheets. So basics done, dusted. Thank you. I feel so much better when I have my basics in the house and I have a backup. Sometimes, you know, if I don't have a backup pack of dimensionals or something like that, it's like, what if I run out? And I did actually run out of something completely at the end of last month, and they were my clear medium envelopes. Now, if you have ever been lucky enough to receive a card off me in the mail, every single one of the cards that I make goes into one of these envelopes. So just to show you, I'll show you these again later. Sitting in my stash, as soon as I've cleaned up and made the card, it goes in an envelope. So one, it's protected. 2, if I happen to drop an ink pad, it drops on the plastic and not my card. Hey, Margine. So I bought 3 packs of these. I have, I think, 2 full packs. I don't know where the other pack went. I have 2 full packs in this box. The other pack I've already opened and used. That is how desperate I am, and I've got a box of retired cards just up in my shelf above me, and half a pack will go just on those. So these are something I find very useful because I have received many a card that has been wet by the weather, and it's an almost blank card because our coloured inks aren't waterproof, which isn't an issue at all, but if they get wet, they just go away. Okay, what else did I get in here? Okay, I did talk possibly to you guys that I had missed a few things in the annual catalogue, and some of those things are still needed to be purchased because money only stretches so far, and that's okay. One of the things, and Monica, you definitely influenced me on this one, was the metallic enamel effects. So we had our pearlized enamel effects, and we still have them, and they're white, black, or does it say grey? Yes, white, black and red. So they came out and are still available. So they have expanded this collection, and we have copper, silver and gold. And I know Monica has been using these in a couple of cool ways. Some I do want to steal and replicate. Thank you, Monica. So having metallics is always useful. Metallics go with everything, especially if you've got a good range like this. Yes, I did, Corinne. I did. I actually ordered the one thing you are talking about, the only thing I ordered. But that's the last thing because it's not quite available yet. Now, in a video recently, I was having some issues with my Daffodil Delight ink pad looking a lot darker than what I thought it should have been. So I did re-ink it, and my re-inker wasn't happy as well. They both aged out, so I replaced them. So we have those. I got a new Take Your Pick tool, and if you haven't seen me use a Take Your Pick tool, you're not paying attention because I use one almost every single video. But I got the new, sorry, I just need to move this box so I can access my scissors. I got the new Take Your Pick tool. Remember where you first exactly, Monica. I will remember where I first saw it. I do endeavor to do that. Oh, I got it because we have some new tips for our Take Your Pick tool. So I'm going to open the, hello, Miss Jacqueline Tennant. How are you, stranger? I hope you are doing well. I have been thinking of you. If I can get it out of the box, this is something I should have had opened beforehand. This is when I do my haul videos. I do normally have them all open. So as everything falls out, you do get it lovely, but everything fell out. So you do get your Take Your Pick tool with the putty end, and you do get your tools. You get a stylus tool and you get a spare putty tool. I actually have a spare putty tool standing by because I think one of my oh, that's good to hear. I think I'm actually out of one of my originals, so I have one of these standing by to use. But today I think I'm going to be taking all these pieces out because the new Take Your Pick, these are called crafters tips. And I know, Monica, I have seen yours and you already have it. So I'm just going to try and hold them in the bottom. So we have a perforated tool, we have a blade, and we have a pick. So hopefully you can see that they have hooks on the end. So let's undo all of these. So your putty end just screws out, okay? And then we have a little lock on the bottom, and this comes out as well. So this is the pick and the mini spatula. Hello, Miss Lisa. I actually have a use for this tool for some balm for my nails that I have, and I'm going to be taking this tool to use for non-crafting to scoop out the balm out of the little dish that it comes in. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, in case I didn't say it, because I said it in my head, hello, Miss Lisa. Hello, Miss Lila. How are you? So I'm just left with the handle. So just going to carefully pop these out because these are all sharp. Hello, Miss Beverly Evans. How are you? So now these two ends are screw-ons. So you're going to have to decide which one you're going to use more. Oh, I should show you. Which one you're going to use more. I personally think I'm going to use the blade more, and I'm going to pop this in little drawers right where I keep my tools, so then they are there. So I am going to take the screw end and screw this in. Oh, and good news on tools. I finally, this morning, after I took Owen to school, received my replacement tool for my whatchamacallit, my stand. So we shall see how this goes today. So on this, we have a straight pick tool, which I think I'm going to put in and just line up the nubs. Ah, do you want to know what? This. Monica. Oh, there we go. I hadn't lined it up properly. And you just twist it to lock. I already have a craft knife. See, I already have a craft knife as well, Monica, but my craft knife is getting dull. It's a retractable one. So, and then you've got this little hook. Now, I think this little hook for me is going to be really, really useful for me to pick things off, because as you know, or if you're new here, welcome. I don't even think I said my name, Ellen Woodbridge. Pleased to meet you. My hands don't work so well, so I think this little pick is going to be a lovely, lovely tool. Now, this makes this tool really, really long, but that's okay. So that is that. Now, the last thing I have to show you, I'm actually going to spin us around for, because it is something that is coming in the online exclusives on the 6th of June. Can you correct me if that's wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the 6th of June. Now, this is called the One Horse Open Sleigh Paper. You may hear me say quite a lot, I don't do wintry Christmases. That is true. And this is all, sorry, I'm just finding a little drawer to put my perforated end in straight away, so then it doesn't get lost in the abyss of the bin. July, the 6th of July, because it is the 6th of June today. Thank you, girls. I am not believing that this year is going so fast. It's just absolutely bonkers. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I'm a little bonkers, but hey. So let's just clean up a little bit here, because I have packages everywhere. I'm going to put these boxes and destructions in the recycling bin. I have this. Let's flip around so I can give you a better look at the paper, and then we will get into making our card. So just hold on a little bit longer and I will show you. And if you want me to show you anything else closer up, please tell me and I'll be more than happy to do that. And let's hope my new phone holder tool works. So let's see here. Now, maybe while I'm doing this, I should ask Lisa to throw up a message to see if I can see it. Woohoo! This tool is actually very stiff. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or not. Down we go with that. Do a little zooming. Now I do need to get my computer up and running because it went to sleep on me while we were chatting. Okay, pop my water bottle in there. Grab that up. Make sure we are... That's perfect. How did I get that so perfect? Oh, you're not one for winter Christmases either, Lisa. Well, you won't be disappointed by this paper because I bought it for the B-sides. But I do plan on using, I know I'll have to do some wintry things between now and Christmas. So this paper will work really well. Just let me turn off the light and I will be right back. And move the chair that was holding my box. Okay, now I can walk through the room fine. Now, I just need to see here. Sorry, that's a bit better. Maybe. I was just trying to get it flat, which I now have, which is great. Okay, so you're not one for wintry Christmases. Who else isn't for wintry Christmases? I know it's probably going to be majority of the Aussies, but that's okay. Let me just look. I was so unorganized this morning. I was chilling out watching some YouTube this morning, catching up on some videos. Nothing exciting, just the normal peeps that I watch. Okay, I'm just going to take this off completely because we all know it's not going back in here. So this is called, it's called One Horse Open Sleigh. The papers, the colours, basic black, boho blue, Cajun craze, crumb cake, early espresso, lemon lolly, Lost Lagoon, misty moonlight, mossy meadow, old olive, pebbled path, pecan pie, petal pink, pool party, real red, and wild wheat. Wow, that is a lot. Oh, you can keep dreaming. I wouldn't mind. Okay, I don't do snow well, so I would love to see winter, a snowy winter again, because I have done a snowy just after Christmas in Italy when I was a teenager, but I want to do it from the confines of inside where I don't have to walk on snow or ice, because that will be safest for me. So this is pattern 1. As always, we get 4 sheets of this paper, and we have this, it's almost a textile pattern in the real red. Did I say it was real red? What red did I say? Crumb cake. Dun, 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 dun. Do you know what? They didn't even say what red, unless I'm going crazy. Maybe I need my eyes checked. No, they are real red. They did the second last one. So it's real red, which is a bit of a departure. Ooh, look at this one. So I've got just a tree scene. I love that tree scene. And a bit of a splattering real red. Look at this fox. Isn't that lovely? That is a real wide out snow scene, but there is still texture to it. It's not totally whited out. There you can see falling snow, or at least I can in real life. Oh, that's a lovely wood grain. So you can see why the B-sides are kind of grabbing me because they are beautiful winter Christmas color basics. Because whilst I don't do snow Christmas, I still do love the traditional colors of Christmas. So we've got this, and then on the other side, see, that's just a wintry scene. So in winter, yes, we can have Australia looking like that, which is lovely. Yes, oh yes, I'm there with you, Jacqueline. Yes, exactly, but some of the A-sides might actually surprise us. See, this is snow in Canberra, Bev. I see very much snowy mountains here. I don't know if you do, but that's definitely what I see. And I have been to that snow. So gorgeous misty moonlight. Okay. Oh, a cute deer. Oh my God, that deer is so cute. Oh, I like the dusty or dusky sky there. Gorgeous on the back. Oh, a lake for actually, okay, I think I've got my 4 now. A lake for skiing on, or just a nice flat landscape. Some lighter wood grain, some nice misty moonlight stripes. Oh, they're so cute. Sorry, looking ahead where I shouldn't be. Oh, that is a beautiful perspective looking down from the canopy. Interesting. They could be Santa's footprints coming to visit. Oh, look at that. That is a Hansel and Gretel house just made for Christmas. Love the little lights. They're so cute. Oh, love that background. It's the wild wheat and the green, which we said was Mossy Meadow. That's wild wheat and Mossy Meadow. Oh, look at that Lost Lagoon. That is so nice. I like how they've kind of gone A-B. That's nice, just with a couple of autumn leaves left. Just adds a beautiful pop of colour and that glow from the background. That's gorgeous. Right, that one, oh, very, very wintry again, with an evergreen. Let's see if I can pick these up. Oh, that's just nice trees in the background. So this is the last one. So nice crosshatch. It's almost like the embossing folder. And then we have a farming scene with the gate and just the trees and the grass. Nice long grass. Okay, that is the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. This Designer Series paper will be available on July 6th. And it will be in the online exclusives that will only be available in my online store. Okay, I will make you more aware I'll make you more aware closer at the time. There are other products available at this time. They didn't pique my interest enough to purchase them. But that's okay. And unfortunately, I cannot print out the flyer. My printer and my computer are trying to print out blank squares where the products are, but we do have a bit of a sneak peek of what's available, and I cannot wait to see the other products, not just what has been made available for demonstrators to purchase. And this is a perk of being a demonstrator. If you sign up at the moment and you get, I think, an extra $43 in your kit in Australia at the moment, you can add these pre-order items, which is always a great perk of being a demonstrator is getting these early, which I love because I already have plans for some of these, which is fantastic. So let's get on with our project for the day. And if you did want to go shopping, I do have shopping link in the description box. If you want to join my Wicked Woodies team, you can do that also. And that link is also in the description box. So I'm just trying to put some things away. So we have one final piece of our artistic mix decorative masks. Now these aren't new to the catalogue. We do have the new 4 square masks in the catalogue, but this is what I used, and I picked up a technique and used 2 of the masks together. Now in Thursday's YouTube live video, I made this card, and we did use the sentiment in the background as I was challenged by Lisa, and on the back of this I did have written in pencil that we had to use gold and daisies. So tick two challenges in one there, what we decided, and Lisa's personal challenge to me. Now these are the other 2 cards that I made in the original video, and I also have that video linked in the description box below if you want to see me creating these backgrounds and making these 2 cards. Okay, so I have set this piece I want to pair with the Let's Go Shopping. Now, I do actually want to use the building. So I want to actually, the one thing I didn't grab that I will endeavour to grab now was the dies. Now these ones need to go away. I was going to use them for a project and I decided not to. Let's Go Shopping. There we go. So I just store my dies in a box on some up-in sheets, but that is how I work my stash. Yes, Corinne, I can think of multiple things as well, which is why I bought the paper. Oh yes, Bev, those ears are gorgeous. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, many colours. Yeah, it is quite a few colours, absolutely, girls. So I'm thinking I'm going to stamp these pieces and then die cut them out. And possibly we do have a bit of a sign here. So I'm thinking, let's just grab some scrap basic white paper if I have a big enough piece. Maybe not. Let's just see. No, that's very vanilla. Where's my basic white scrap? Of course, you can never find anything quickly when you absolutely need it. Very vanilla. No, thick. No, that's thick. Look, I'm just going to... No, don't use it, Ellen, because you know you'll need those pieces later. If you were my basic white, come on, fess up. Who took it and put it back in the wrong place? Because that's just not fair. Seriously. It's not there at all. So, what I'm going to do, see, this is how little I have in my basic white at the moment, which is why I needed a refresh of my paper. So I'm just going, these are actual card fronts, but they do work well as scrap as well. This is going to do my head in. Where is my basic white? Okay, I'm going to, I think I'm going to use blends on this. So I think I want to use Memento. Oh, awesome, Charmaine. Awesome. And you had already got my email. So Charmaine is talking about our monthly team packs that I sent out over the weekend. They went in the post box. Just let me see here. This sign, I'm not really sure where the sign goes. So I'm not sure. We shall see. This may not need a sentiment at all. Okay, 2 blocks. Let's see here. This one will work perfectly. And if that one worked perfectly, this one will also work perfectly, despite the fact it's filthy and needs cleaning. So these are brand new. What are you sorry about? What did I miss? Yes, it's gorgeous, and does also go with some beautiful Les Shops paper. And as I said, I do also have the dies, but we're just going to, I'm not sure, I have kind of an idea, not a full idea of where we're going and what we're doing, so we're just going to wing it. So I kind of want this piece as a peeking out background from the building, but I would like the building as the feature and the paper not as the feature. Oh, that's stamped rather well. See, the joy of conditioning those stamps first is a lovely thing. Now, I am doing them separately, but I will kind of treat them as one piece as I'm colouring.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so colours in here we're working with is Moody Mauve and Berry Burst. So what would I like to put in our window? So in the card I shared last night, I did put some books in the window. Do we go and have some fun in the bakery? I'm thinking this, I think this goes in the arch. Just let me check here, because I kind of like it as a feature, and it does fill the window beautifully. Yes, that does go right there. So just use my finger, pop this open. Do we think we should put some pastries, or should we just put a table and chairs? I think I moved. How bad was that? Actually, I did move a little, but all my edges perfectly match up. I love how that feels. That. Confessing to moving the paper. Moving what paper? What paper are you moving? Now, I just want to see how this table and chairs, because I feel if I put the table and chairs in the window, oh, they do fit lovely. Then I'm not committing myself to a theme for the card. And it kind of leaves it more open, and we're just in a restaurant. Because I do love, when budget permits, I do love going out for girly date time with my friends. So, deep breath and put that right there. Oh dear word. Actually, I lined that back up perfectly. That is pretty good. I'm actually really, really happy with that one as well. So, I'm thinking I may want the lights to fill the upper portion. This is so reminding me, for anyone who's not a Sydney person, these buildings remind me of the ones in the Rocks. And I do have a favourite restaurant in the Rocks called Zia Pina's, an amazing little Italian place, does pizza and pasta. And I was very jealous that Lavender went last time with my parents and not me. That one, it's fine. So there, got some light. I think I have filled this as much as I would like. Now, I may not have berry burst, but I'm thinking I would really love a Moody Mauve door. So bringing in some of these colours, not in a huge way, but this is kind of what I am thinking of. Now, of course, this it does have a window in the door, so I do have to be a little careful here. And I'm going to probably do the letter, the post bit, probably going to do it Wild Wheat, because that really does cast a really lovely gold. I'm loving the arches on this. So I've just put that shading down one side. So I shall hopefully mimic this shading the rest of the way. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just love that these blends, you don't get any brush lines. So I can go through and do some pretty basic colouring and have it coming out looking so much better than my actual hand can do. Okay, so Wild Wheat, just for, I think I'm going to do Wild Wheat for here and also for our light fittings upstairs. And this Zia Pina's also has an upstairs. I know I have eaten upstairs once upon a time. This is the light I was actually after, the dark. I know when I was very, very young, that's how long this restaurant has been around, I have eaten up there, but I haven't been there, I haven't been there in a really, really long time. Now, I did totally push out there, so straight away I'm just going to get our colour lifter and just dab that on. And I don't rub, I do dab when I'm using the colour lifter, and hopefully you can see how much that has actually lightened. So now I'm going to come in with our light Wild Wheat and just colour in the rest of that image. So that is those pieces done. I kind of do want to come in. Unfortunately, I do have pool party issues at the moment. My light pool party really isn't working well. And my dark pool party is also, actually, I swear I do have a new dark pool party. But do you know what? We're actually going to persevere with this pool party. So this will help disguise what's going on here. But this is to make the windows appear glass, because glass does have that hue. And do you think I can get this lid on? And that would be, that would now be a resounding yes. So I'm going to use the bullet end and just really fade. Actually, my bullet end is darker than the actual dark, and that's okay. That's going to add some lovely extra shading. This sometimes happens. I don't know why it happens, but it does. Evening, Miss Cindy. That's okay. You did bring your late note. That's fine. Your late note is that's okay. That's okay, Bev. That's okay. I've got you now, Bev. All good. Well, you can return that paper anytime you'd like, Bev. True. Oh, wow. That's my dark. I so didn't mean to do that. Let me go. My light. I think I was using the wrong colour all along because I did want to I don't think this actually has any colour left on that end. Let's see this end. It does. My word. These are freaking my brain out. I'm actually just going to go in with my colour lifter and just lighten all this up. And then hopefully we will get that look of glass. You don't have to colour all of it to get the look of glass. Now, if I wanted a light yellow, I would have to go with my light lemon lolly. And what I want to do is just put a little bit of a glow going down from our lights. I don't know if this is going to look any good at all, but I'm going to give it a red hot go just so you can see the lights are on. I'm on live video. What would you like?
When I get the eggs, can I get something for myself as well?
Yes, you can. Sorry, Lavender's going to the fruit shop for me to get eggs. I'm very tempted to make these chairs a beautiful moody mauve. Do you know which window I didn't do? This window. But I'm just going to keep this light moody mauve, and then I'm going to go around the outside of the chair just with, actually I'm going to change my mind and go with the dark wild wheat, because I just have this image of these chairs. And of course I'm going outside of the lines because that's all my hands will let me do. Okay, I do need to grab in this pool party and just kind of might go all the way around this window, being a large window. Yes, that gives the correct look. And then dab in with our colourless blender or our colour lifter just to lighten it up just a little, but that gives me the look of this window. Okay, So I don't know what I want to do. Maybe, yes, I do. I've just come to me, see, mate. So I've gone smoky. No, I've put things back in the wrong place. That's the problem. I think I'm going to make this building grey granite because it's the perfect warm grey. And then all I've got to worry and think about is my stained glass piece. So I am thinking. All this capping is going to be the same color, right? So I'm only doing the outsides, and then I'm going to blend in with the light and fill in any holes that I missed. So just really give this a beautiful blend on those end pieces. And then I just do a light swipe. A light swipe out of the lines, because apparently that's what I'm very good at. Color lifter. No, that is not the color lifter. So we can see here we've got that beautiful capping edge, and it's looking rather old school with that grey granite. So I have basically got that gone. Now the rest of the building, actually while I'm here, I will also do the front step. And this is the one thing that makes this particular restaurant problematic for me, is the front steps. Oops, I've got new comments. Is anyone else having troubles with me flashing in and out? Hey Chris, how are you? Oh, sorry about that. And then just in the middle. So I'll show you how well that just having it darker, lightest, just gives it some dimension. Actually, I'm very tempted to leave the building white. So very tempted, but also not so tempted. What do you think? Do I colour in with the light? Oh, that's the wrong one. Is that the dark or the light? That is the dark, but I think I want to go in with this. Do we want to keep the building white or go in with our light grey granite or even light smoky slate? Tell me what you think. Because making all these accents a darker really does just take your eye to what's in the window. Now that didn't take too long, and we're keeping our colour palette quite small, which is working really, really nicely. Just wanted to give some 3D-ness to the inside of that menu. This note on the door probably just needs, it just looks a little one-dimensional at the moment. So I'm just going to add some shading to it, just so it looks finished there. So I often use that for that. I'm going to add in another pink with Flirty Flamingo. Ooh, that one was very, very wet. Or is it a bit too... Just go for it. Because it's going to be light stained glass, it's like it's going to be there but not there. Just keeping with kind of that pink is what I wanted to do. Is that because you're not the one doing it? So I'm keeping with this is just the light and the dark. I'm not doing, or have not done so yet, any shading. And then I'm just going to go into these pieces. I don't think this part needs shading, but it doesn't take away from the scene. So no one told me whether we were going white or colouring the building. So I'm thinking of just using, and this will add life to the building, my light smoky slate, which is right here, and just adding in some shadow. So it will appear white, but we do just need to add in some shadow. So down here under the windowsills. Now this shading does not need to be perfect in any way, shape or form, but we do just need it here. We need some, probably this whole section, because we're at the side of the building and at the side of the door as well. And under the windowsill. Just go across this here. I think I do need to go down just a little bit further, just so you can see it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what this looks like before I even hit it with the blender. So you can just see there, it's not looking so flat. You've just got that bit of dimension. I am going to use the color lifter, colorless blender. They all do the same thing. They're just going to just smooth out. Now I'm not going to touch under the windowsills because they are meant to be fairly dark, unlike I'm not going to touch this end of the building. I am going to see if I can fix that little area up. That pink, as it dried, the floaty flamingo became less fluorescent. I always go when I see it because it looks fluorescent, but as it dries it looks less fluorescent. So I'm loving how these pieces contrast and blend together. Let me just grab a basket. We haven't used too many blends. We've used Floaty Flamingo, Moody Mauve, Wild Wheat, Pool Party for the glass, a touch of Lemon Lolly for our lights and our menu. It just worked. And then our greys, we have used grey granite, and we just used, what's this? We used light smoky slate. We didn't use, what's this one then? Oh, I accidentally grabbed out that crumb cake. I shall just pop that away. So some greys, some pinks, and just a couple of golden yellows. So that's not too shabby at all. Now, cut these out. I am going to do a rough cut first, so then I can use the mini machine. So hopefully you like what I did there, and maybe it made getting these images a little less intimidating, because I can see how these images can be imitated. Cut, cut, snip. I've got this for anything else we might need. Bring in my mini machine. And of course I wasn't rushing with my colouring. I was taking it a little slow. But then when I rush, I am known to totally ruin things. Okay, so I definitely want the top or the bottom of the building and the top of the building. Anything else I'm just not sure about yet, but because we've got that very, very busy patterned piece, I'm thinking the card is going to be fairly simple. And I'm even sitting here thinking, ooh, a grey granite card base would look amazing with this, because this building would pop so beautifully off it. So okay, I think that's lining up. Oh, maybe it's not from what I see on the screen. It's amazing when you've got a top view. I can go, oh, that's not quite right. And it still isn't quite right, but it's going to be close enough. Okay. Oh, yep, that is definitely close enough. So we have piece one. Now we're going in for piece two. Now, I do have my magnetic tray just off screen, which these dies are definitely going into. Okay, I think, sorry, I have to put my big fat head in there. I think we're looking fine. Now this one I am pulling in on an angle because it is a little, and I totally moved it because I don't have my base plate on and I dropped my die. It's okay, always time for a take two. Okay, I have my die. Take two. Oh, that's why I use the shadowing, yes, and definitely the grey granite as the card base. Okay, leave it, go for it. Oh, damn. Except I shook on the way down. Da, 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 da. Okay. Deep breath and go. The machine moved it. Please excuse if you can hear David. He was up at stupid o'clock this morning listening to the Apple keynote, and I think he's done a radio show and 2 podcasts. So it is now his sleeping time. Right. Perfect. All that perseverance paid off. Awesome. Now, plates away. So you can see that these 2 are going to go together beautifully with like this piece. I will grab it. It will come to me. See, I like it like 3/4 in. Now, grey granite, where would you be living? Right here, just in arm's reach. Do you know what? I'm too scared to look at the time. Oh, we've only been going an hour and I did the unboxing. How does that work? I thought I'd been going ages. Now, I'm thinking we're mounting this piece on white, but I'm loving how it's looking. I just need to have a look and make some decisions on the grey granite. Yes, that looks beautiful, but this definitely needs matting. So let's do that first. Nope, we have to go this way, and we are going to ignore that phone call because I guarantee you it's spam. Are we liking how it pops, or do I need to make some colouring changes? Because I really can make colouring changes now. I'm so glad I don't have our mobile numbers on the answering machine. And look, it was spam. They hung up. Okay. That's fairly even. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Just going to grab block to just hold those edges down because it had curled slightly. You like it the way it is, Bev. Thank you so much. I like it the way it is as well. But I'm thinking they definitely need to go on dimensionals. So I'm almost at the yay stage of these dimensionals. I grabbed down a whole new pack or sheet this morning. Scissors, I just need to snip these edges. I am just going to do some long ones because I can. Okay, so actually going to add that there. Add this here to give me a little bit more room. One of these in the middle because I don't want saggy middles. Actually, I think I'll just put one on each edge. That makes me happy. Yay, finish sheet. It's like finishing a pack of stickers or embellishments. It's the best feeling ever. Okay, so I do always bend my piece just to get this first one out. There we go. And then I work in lines. I was heavily influenced from a team member working in lines. I think it just works better. And I just go down. Just need those two. So those two are done because we're going to a restaurant to catch up and talk all things crafty. So everyone's invited to our little stamping restaurant. How many of you have ever crafted in a restaurant? That is the question of the day. Have you taken something with you, whether it's colouring or anything? Have you taken something with you? Because I know I've been to restaurants, you know, by myself, but I don't know that I've ever taken anything with me, nor have I been to a class at a cafe or a restaurant either. Not you. Okay. So back to our card. I'm just wanting this to sit really flat. Ta-da. Right. So we have, I'm putting it this way. I'm not a huge fan of this very dark edge here, so if I can cover it up, that would be really good. But I'm feeling this is needing something else. I'm loving this. Is the answer vellum? Is the answer a quick stenciling of something in the background? I don't know. Okay, I need to have a look at this on screen. I'm loving it, but I just feel it needs a something, unless I'm looking at the new ribbon actually, but I'm just not sure how I would use it. Spatially, that works a little bit better. Oh yes, absolutely. I like that. Dry emboss or vellum, that's where I was going. So dry emboss, vellum or ribbon. I need to have a drink of water, so I will leave you to reply. And I'll grab out some embossing folders and see if any tickle my fancy. Or it could be a stencil as well. Not sure the lines will work. Got splatters. Got our painted texture. Got our crosshatch, our polka dots, and what I call the starfish, but it's actually flowers. I've got raindrops and I've got music. Dry embossed vellum. Okay. Okay, Bev, that's very specific, and I like how specific you got. So, I think because, you know, when I see these buildings, they've like got this stucco consistency, which is reminiscent of this painted texture. So I think if I emboss this painted texture with vellum, we're winning. Sorry, Lisa. Over. And I can still use the ribbon, I think. We will see. I'll just leave the ribbon off to the side. I'll pop this off here. Now, I think I will need to cut a whole piece of vellum here. I just don't think, no, I don't have a big enough, whoa. That stuff just fell down. I obviously haven't been putting my things away well enough. Okay. So let's trim this down. Do I do a panel? Look, I'm going to do it at full length, and then we can decide if we want a full piece or just a panel. Oh, that's a lavender back. Oh, with that, Lavender treated herself to lunch.
I'm also treating you. I got chips for you as well.
Oh, thank you. KFC chips. Ooh. Now, what did I say? 11.5. Because, oh, that's almost right. But I'll just take it a bit under. Okay. Oh, I can't just put them there.
Do you want to open them so they don't get...
Oh, yes, please.
Okay.
Can't have soggy chips.
Cannot have
They're the
these. So
worst.
good.
Oh, you enjoy.
Well, I had to park the parking in the KFC parking, so I thought, well, I'm already here, so it wouldn't hurt just to like go.
Wouldn't hurt to go. No.
That was the quickest drive-through ever.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't
You
even have to wait.
have been talking about wanting KFC for so long.
I know. Oh, can I tell you about what I got myself?
Yes, come on. You're telling everyone else at the same
So
time.
I needed garlic, so I got garlic, but it's smoked garlic.
Smoked garlic?
I know.
Okay.
And so I already
So
did
it's
that.
fresh garlic, but it's been smoked.
Yeah, and I also got a thing called taro.
Taro. Yes.
Which I don't know what it is. I've only had it in milk tea, but I'm going to try and find a way to use it.
Okay, girls, tell me about taro.
Oh yeah, I need to.
I eat chips first. Yes, totally, Cindy. Hot chips always first.
Absolutely.
But guess what? These chips might be going in the oven because I need
And
to
then they'll get
finish
double
this
crispy.
card. Yes, then they will be double crispy. So, sorry, I had to switch to my large machine because this embossing folder does not fit through my mini machine. What are you laughing at?
Cindy's going to have
Oh, I'm so sorry, Cindy. Oh, I'm so sorry for knocking you all as well. Okay.
And then can I check the eggs this time?
Oh, I've taught Lavender to check the eggs before purchasing them. Because, ladies, we've all been in the position that you forget to check the eggs. And then you get home and there is at least one broken egg in there.
So this is the big... It's like some kind of root vegetable.
It is a root vegetable. Taro is like a starchy root from Hawaii that makes poi. I have never heard of poi.
I'll look it up right now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for being extra mums when I don't have the information. I truly appreciate it. Now, are we thinking a sentiment is needed here, or is this... I've got to trim it down. I don't think we need embellishments, but I don't think we need any more. Now we've got that. Okay. I'm thinking definitely a card front. So, just need to trim off the tinsiest edge here.
Sticky, sweet, and a tiny bit sour. Oh.
Was it expensive?
$9, $10 a kilo. Is that expensive?
Yes!
Do you want to pay you back for that?
How much was it though?
I don't know.
How much was it all together? You forgot.
I forgot.
Right.
Yeah, but if I forgot, that means it wasn't that expensive.
In your brain. No sentiment. The vellum is perfect. Thank you, girls. I'm feeling the same thing, which means I will need to build everything on the vellum and then attach the vellum to the card base, because we're going to now. This is the more, see, this has less texture on this side, and these are going to be seen more. So I've just turned it around. Now I am going to have to use our Stampin' Seal Plus because we're going on to texture. So wherever this hits, I want it to hit really hard with stickiness. So that's much more than Stampin' Seal that I would normally use, but you girls now know why I'm using it. So we're pretty much centering top and bottom. Just, is it straight? That's looking good. That is looking really good. Okay, so my dish, definitely no ribbon, but it certainly was a worthy contender if I didn't do this vellum, embossed vellum. And I love the embossed vellum because where it embosses, it does crease it white. So you get the look of the vellum with the touch of white, which is what we have used in here. So I do want it hanging off. That'll do there. Or do I want it to go further up? Do you know what? I probably don't, because then you see more of the pattern. Looking at it on the screen, I think that is good. So this piece is just going to be tucked under because we want the buildings to connect. So we do, so you can see here, it just goes below, oh my God, below the lines of the building. So just a titch. Oh, that end popped up the tiniest bit. There we go. Great. More of our Stampin' Seal Plus, because I want to use this because our wet glue is definitely going to buckle. Card opens that way, so we want to add it just like so, just lining it up as even as what we can, and I do have wiggle room, and then just pressing down on that area. So some quick embellishments, quick, and actually I shouldn't say that too loudly, because that is someone's command for going to the toilet. So I've just grabbed those metallic ones out. We don't think the lemon lolly will work. No butterflies. Oh, I do have these ones in Moody Mauve and in Pebbled Path. That would work. And just, oh, I even have these, just the rustic ones. I just want a little something down here. That's all I want. And I'm thinking that, I think they're a bit too blingy for what we've used, but I'm thinking these ones just might be perfect. Okay, no sentiment, vellum is perfect. Let's grab this. So I hope you liked the haul video, the haul that I showed you earlier in the video. Just right at the start, if any of you popped in late, I did show a few new products that I purchased just at the end of last month. And I'm thinking maybe just think that finishes it off. So tell me what you think, ladies, just while I do a bit of a tidy up here, putting tops on glues and all of that. Great looking card, thank you, Donna. So we have used the scrap that we created with the artistic mixed dies. So we did use these two together, and I used the Let's Go Shopping with blends. So the colors we have used, because I know them off the top of my head, I have used the Moody Mauve to go in with the Moody Mauve here. We used Grey Granite, a bit of Pool Party, some Flirty Flamingo, a touch of Lemon Lolly. I'm now not sure about that white table, but I'm going to leave it. And for our shading, I did use a light smoky slate. So let's have a close look up. We used the Painted Texture embossing folder on vellum, and we ended with the rustic metallic dots. So just for a slight, we've got a little bit of texture. So we've got implied texture with this, we've got texture with the vellum, and then a non-papery texture with the embellishments. So this was nothing like I thought, but thank you so much for joining me. You can purchase all of these products, and I will grab the blends as well. You can grab all of these products in my online store. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. That is what I'm here for, to help you guys. Don't forget, you can get the Open Sleigh paper now if you're a demonstrator or by joining my team. So have an amazing couple of days. I will be back on Thursday on YouTube, and we will be using some different products because I have none of these pieces left. So let's grab out something else new and have a play. Thanks guys, bye.